you've been trying to get pregnant for more than 6 months, I could probably guarantee that your life revolves around trying to figure out how to get pregnant and figure out what the heck is in the way of you getting there. It can be so easy to fall into the trap of adding in the next thing and the next thing onto your fertility journey until one day you wake up and you wonder, how did I get here? How did this journey that was supposed to be so much fun and filled with hope turn into so much misery and dread? In this video, I'm going to show you not only how to overcome your infertility, but also how to come back home to you, how to get to the bottom of your fertility journey without sacrificing and doing more. Hi, welcome back, love. And if you're new here, my name is Stesha, and on this channel, I teach you an against the grain approach on how to increase your fertility from the inside out. So if that sounds like something that you want to be a part of, hit the subscribe button and join the movement. I'm about to give you the second mindset shift in our series of mindset shifts. So if you haven't seen that first video in this series, definitely be sure to click the link around this video, because that mindset shift alone will be so pivotal and change the trajectory in your fertility journey forever. Now, the biggest mistake that I see women make on their trying to conceive journey is needing to get pregnant in order to feel a certain way, in order to feel relieved, in order to feel fulfilled, in order to feel happy. Because what this needing energy does, and we'll actually break down exactly what this is and how to know if you're in this needing energy, is put you in a place of lack, in a place of scarcity, meaning that you are saying things like, I'm not enough until, or I'm not worthy until, or I can't be happy until I get pregnant. Now, all of this is likely happening in the subconscious mind, which basically means that it's this automatic program that you learned sometime in childhood, and it's just running automatically in the background unconsciously, right? Until now, that is, that we've just placed all of this awareness on it. So what does this needing energy look like in real life? Well, it looks like your life revolving around trying to get pregnant. It's all you think about. It's all you dream about. It's all you talk about. You are literally consumed by all things fertility and getting pregnant. It also shows up as this perfectionist tendency where we think that we need to be perfect in our diet and in our lifestyle and everything in between. And because of this, we'll often say no to things like vacations or weekend trips or night out with the girls because it won't allow us to be perfect at these different fertility strategies. And this is just happening because we've been promised that if we follow this checklist, if we do everything right, and if we do it with perfection, then we will get pregnant and then we will achieve our goals, just like everything else in our life, in our school, in our career. We have applied this approach, this hard work plus perfection equals success, but it's not working out in fertility. You're also going to hear yourself saying things like, I'm not enough until, or I can't do that yet until. You're always putting off your happiness, your worthiness, your self-care, whatever it may be, until it is earned, until you've reached a certain set point. For example, I can't take time off until I finish that project, or I can't take a vacation until I have worked 60 hours overtime. So here is the issue with that. First, on the physiological level, it's always keeping you stressed out. It's always keeping you rushed, on the go, doing all of the things and sending out that signal to your body of survival, of flaring up that stress response, sending cortisol into your body all day, every day. And that just leads to greater inflammation, hormone imbalance, poor egg quality, and obviously all of those things are essential for optimal fertility. On an energetic level, it's working against you because if you're always needing something outside of you in order to feel a certain way, if you need to get pregnant in order to feel happy, in order to feel fulfilled, then you will always be disempowering yourself. And it will keep you at this low frequency, this low vibration of self-worth. Now, the best way that I can explain this is actually through an analogy that I think we can all relate to. So back in our years when we were dating, maybe it was in high school or college, we all had that boyfriend who was super needy, who was super clingy. And you realize this when he maybe texted you and called you 5 times in a row and left a bunch of voicemails in this panicked, frantic tone, because he made it mean that you weren't available to him and picking up the phone, that he was unworthy, and that was really, really uncomfortable. And so he was trying to control the situation, trying to call you, trying to get on the phone in order to validate that, yes, she is there for me. Yes, I am worthy, right? So just take a moment and, really think about how that situation made you feel. And what were the assumptions that you made about that other person, right? It made you feel really repulsive, like you just needed to get away. You might have made assumptions about them that they were really insecure, really needy, and it just felt like they were putting so much pressure on you to be a certain way, and you were over here just trying to be you. And you didn't understand why they couldn't just trust that you were there for them without always having to show it, without always having to validate to them. Now, this might seem like a stretch, but I want you to get really honest with yourself and maybe ask, am I being that needy person in my fertility journey? Because here's the thing, you're in a relationship right now with the spirit of your future baby, whether you recognize that or not. And if you're showing up in this relationship desperately needing for this baby to show up this time in this way, that puts a lot of pressure on that baby's spirit. Everything is energy. And when you send out that vibration of neediness, it's actually sending out the vibration of unworthy, inadequate, insecure. And that is going to repel your baby's spirit. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule for everyone, please understand. But when you are struggling to get pregnant and you are emitting this vibration, it is definitely an opportunity to look at. And this isn't about not being enough now and I need to raise my vibration in order to be enough to earn and to attract my baby. That's not what it's about. It's this opportunity to fill your own cup and cultivate your own worthiness, your own inner self-trust and power. And because of that, that emits the frequency of self-worth. And that is what attracts in your manifestation, or in this case, your baby's spirit. And I see this happen before my eyes with my clients every single day. And this is what I too experienced in my own fertility journey, is that when I shifted the focus from needing to get pregnant in order to feel worthy enough or not broken or relieved or whatever you're trying to get out of getting pregnant, and I instead worked on cultivating that from within myself, that is when everything changed for me. Not only was I not emitting that needy vibration of lack and scarcity out into the universe and out towards my future baby, but it also sent the signal to my mind-body connection, to my nervous system, that I was safe, that I was secure, and that I was safe to be me, and there was nothing I needed to do in order to earn worthiness. So it stopped this chase. It stopped the hustle burnout mentality. And I was able to look inward and trust myself and see what felt good for me on this fertility journey. What didn't? What can I let go? And so this helped balance my hormones naturally, reduce inflammation and cortisol, and increase my egg quality. And it just created so much space, not only in my life, but in my body, in my physiology, in order to receive my baby, because I was believing that I was worthy of doing so. But your mind, body, your nervous system can finally shift out of survival mode and into fertile mode because you aren't trying to do all of the things in order to get pregnant. You aren't beating yourself up for not being perfect enough at all of the to-dos. And instead, you're trusting that it is enough. You are trusting in your body that it is enough. And you're trusting that what it is telling you, what it needs for love and nurturing and self-care is what you need to actually do, instead of following some cookie cutter, one size fits all fertility strategy. And it's from this place that you can essentially come home to yourself and enjoy the process in getting pregnant, because you are aligning these actions that feel good to you. You are aligning these actions that fill the gaps in your physiology and shift your mind body from survival and into fertile mode. And this just creates a ripple effect among balancing your hormones, your egg quality, and of course, your mental and emotional health as well. Now, I know that this is a radically different approach than what you have been told that you need to do in order to get pregnant. And it can be so hard to believe that doing less actually means that you get to become pregnant faster. But consider this. Getting pregnant is actually a very creative process. It requires trust. It requires leaning back and receiving. And it requires worthiness. Yet most of the time, we are actually approaching getting pregnant from this pushing, forcing, trusting in other experts and not ourselves. We're attempting to get pregnant from this very masculine energy instead of embodying and integrating in the feminine energy. And look, my guess is you've tried the masculine way, and not only doesn't it not work, but it definitely does not feel good. So what would it look like for you to integrate more of those feminine qualities? Now, I get that it might be a little confusing on how to actually integrate your feminine energy, but this is exactly what I teach my clients inside of my program, Holistic Fertility Method. But we go so much deeper in uncovering those unconscious programs and patterning that are keeping your mind body in that survival mode, in that scarcity, lack, not enough energy. And instead code in new programs of worthiness, cultivating that trust from within instead of having to rely and overthink on everyone else's opinions outside of you. Ultimately, creating so much space within yourself, within your life, and this new energetic set point of worthiness that attracts in your baby with ease, without having to do more, without needing to sacrifice who you are. You can always find out more about my program and the success of my clients in the link in the description box below. But now that you've made this incredibly potent mindset shift, be sure to watch the rest of the series in the suggested box next to my face. Here's to becoming the absolute best next level version of ourselves on our pathway to baby and to motherhood. I'll see you next time.